On the topic of Seventh-day Adventists and tithe, there are people who have published arguments why Adventists should withhold or redirect the tithe away from the organized church. And I've already made several videos on this topic refuting all of the most well-known papers, but while researching this history kind of by accident, I came across this booklet right here, Tithe, the Watson Letter and a Better Way, published in 1989 by Abundant Health Ministries. The story behind this booklet is really interesting. The authors were a married couple, lay members within the church, and who are still members of the church today. At the time, in the 1980s, they were very eager to get involved in some type of health evangelism, and they happened to get involved with a independent ministry where they would travel around giving lectures on health. However, in their travels, from time to time, people would give them tithe money to support their work, and the ministry with which they were associated was also taking tithe. Now, to repeat, these are just really gung-ho, energetic lay members who just want to be out there preaching and teaching and helping people. However, they were unsure of what to do with the tithe money, so they set it aside until they researched the matter further. In their travels, they were able to meet with many conference and church officials and interviewed them about tithe and how it works and all that stuff. And additionally, they did their own research and finally concluded that it would not be right to keep or accept any tithe money. So they returned the tithe money, and what is really interesting is that they decided to publish their findings in this booklet right here, and to their surprise, many independent ministries were really upset with them. Because many independent ministries received tithe money, they saw this as an attack. A meeting was called where this man and his wife were grilled for several hours by leaders of many ministries, asking them why they published this paper without first getting their approval. It is ironic that these independent ministries, who often see themselves as being brave to speak about topics that might not be approved in the church, didn't want them talking about or publishing any facts about the history of tithe without first getting their approval. Anyways, this is an interesting booklet that makes a lot of good points. This, of course, was first published in 1989 by lay members without the internet. More background information about the Watson Letter is available today than was available back then, but they still did a really good job. There is one quote worth considering. In most cases, independent ministries are supported and maintained through the dissatisfaction of members of the church. If there were no grievances, the support of the unapproved ministries would drastically decline. Knowing this, look at this. Many ministries are then conscious of the fact that they must keep before their supporters those topics which nurture dissatisfaction, else the ministry's monetary support will suffer. Unfortunately, that is just as true today as it was 30 years ago. There is a segment of people who are upset with the church for whatever reason, and many so-called ministries cater to this group by constantly attacking and criticizing every little problem that they can find, and they willingly accept tithe, and they know that if they stop criticizing, the money will stop coming in. That's how it works, which is a horrible way to live, because you have to keep looking for problems to criticize and then blast it everywhere to keep people upset. However, as I've demonstrated repeatedly in my other videos, their arguments against returning tithe are based upon distortions, lies, or even outright made-up fake quotes. They accuse others of doing exactly what they themselves do. Anyways, in closing, as I've stated before, I'll state it again. Yes, I am a baptized member of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. I am very glad to be a member of this church. Yes, I do return a faithful tithe to the local conference according to the official church teaching. I am a former thief who went to prison for armed robbery. I have screwed up a lot of things in my life, but by the grace of God, I have not screwed up returning God's tithe to His church. It's not rocket science. If I can experience this joy, then everybody else can do it also. I'll put a link down below to check out this document. I personally contacted the author, who gave me permission to share it with you all. So enjoy, and thank you for watching.